Hello, welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani tonight. I hope you enjoyed this yoga practice. And I'm going to wait a couple of moments to see who's going to join us on the live stream. We're going to practice for, about 20 minutes or so, and I hope you enjoy this full body flow. I'd like to start today's practice in a hero pose. So we're going to take the big toes to touch and then sit on your heels. And let's rest the hands on the lap, palms facing down, which is very grounding. And let your shoulder blades relax. Align your nose right over your belly button. And tune into the tops of your feet connecting into the mat, all the way to the baby toe. And let's take a couple of shoulder rolls. You can have your eyes closed, or you can have your eyes just kind of softly open, depending on what feels good for you today. So take a few shoulder rolls, let the stress of your day dissolve away. Breathing through the nose and arriving in your body and arriving in your practice today. When you bring your shoulder blades down onto the back, let's sweep the arms overhead. Take a big full inhale, reach up, palms press, and then exhale, bring the hands right down through heart center. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, we're going to sweep on up. Exhale, bring the hands down right through the central channel. And inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bring the hands down, bring the thumbs to the center of the chest. And take a moment to set your intention for practice today. What do you want to cultivate in this time on your mat? Let that intention help guide the effort that you put in. And let's reach the arms up, prayer hands toward the sky on your inhale. On your exhale, take the hands back behind you and lightly interlace the fingers. We're going to traction the knuckles down and lift up your chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the base of the skull. And we'll inhale. And when you exhale, let's come into a tabletop position. We're going to find ourselves on all fours with the tops of feet flat. So go ahead and fan your fingers wide. When you look down, you see that your index fingers are parallel and elbows are soft. Let your belly hang on the inhale, looking up. And then exhale, we're going to root through the tops of the feet and round the spine, chin to chest. So let's work with a few cat-cows in that way. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round, rooting through the tops of your feet. Then inhale, broaden through the chest, look up. When you exhale, tuck your toes, send the hips toward the heels, and press the hands away from your hips. Send your hips right back toward your heels, and then come up to tented fingers. Let's lift the belly and step your right foot through right between the hands. We're going to take the hands and interlace them on top of the right thigh. Let me turn off my dehumidifier. It's really loud. Good. So we have the right knee directly over the heel. The back toes are going to be flat. You can have your hands interlaced on top of that right thigh, or if it's available, reach your arms up. And we'll take crescent lunge. So we're pressing down through the top of your left foot, and we're reaching up on your inhale. Open your arms to a big T. And then when you exhale, we're going to root through that right foot. Bring the left hip over the knee and palms press. So we're going to move with that flow. On the inhale, drop the hips, open up. And then exhale, inner thighs draw in and up and palms press. So do that a couple times. Inhale, open, big open chest. Exhale, right toes are spread. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Now we're going to fold over that right leg, curl the right toes towards your face. You could stay up on your fingertips or go ahead and walk your hands forward and fold into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Fold your torso over that right thigh and peek at your right hip. Now let's continue to move with the breath today. Inhale, glide forward, right knee is over the heel. Exhale, press back and drag that right sitting bone back and work with that a couple times. Inhale, gliding forward, you can look up. Exhale, send the hips back. Good. And let's do it again. Inhale, let the hips sink, look up, light fingertips, and then exhale, glide back and hold, plugging that right thigh into the hip. It's Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inch your left fingertips forward away from your knee. One more inhale. Exhale into the fold a little more. We're going to curl those right toes toward the outside edge of your hip. Then inhale, glide forward, right knee is over the heel. Let's tuck the left toes and lift the left thigh. Now take your left fingertips a little wider. Right hand comes on top of the thigh. Turn and look to the right. If it's available, you can slide that right hand around and swipe it left toward your left hip, letting your left hip drop. Keep pressing through the ball of your right foot. And look to the right or up toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, release both hands to the ground. We're going to lift the hips and step back to plank pose. Now hold in plank. Arms are very straight. Elbows roll to point towards your outer heels and lower down one long line through chaturanga. Come onto your belly. Take your feet flat. On your inhale, drag your chest forward. Cobra pose, any amount of back bend. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Let's come up to downward dog. So it's our first downward dog. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out your mouth. And we're lifting those sitting bones up and up. Let's pedal out the feet. Spread your fingers very wide in your down dog. Now roll into plank. Broaden through the collarbones. Bring your knees down. We're going to exhale hips to heels. So let's find our tented fingers. Take a moment. Look toward your tailbone. Then lift your belly. Step your left foot through right between your thumbs. Take the top of your right foot flat. Then take your hands onto your left thigh. This is a great place to stay. If it's available, reach your arms up. Find that upper back bend, crescent lunge. The toes on that left foot are spread. And we'll inhale, arch the upper back. Then when you exhale, arms to a T, pull your belly in, and you're going to pull your hips back and bring your right hip directly over the knee as you press. And then move with your breath. On your inhale, you open up. Exhale, ribs in, belly in, press. Inhale, sweep, big open, chest, wingspan. Exhale, belly in, chin tucks a little. Let's do two more. Inhale, open. Exhale, top of that right foot press. Inhale, open. Exhale, we're gonna press. Now start to send that left hip back, curl the left toes toward your face. And you can either stay up on your fingertips or walk your hands forward. And we want that left leg very, very straight. The only thing is we don't wanna lock or hyperextend your left knee. So there is that micro bend in the left knee. Then peek at your left hip, Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale all the way out. Now we're moving with the breath again. On the inhale, glide forward, lift your chest, look up, light fingertips. Then exhale, send the hips back, curl the left toes toward your face. Let's move through that. Inhale forward, let the breath guide your movement. Exhale, send the hips back, fold. One more inhale, gliding through, look up. Exhale, we're gonna fold, curl those left toes toward the face, and then look at your left hip and breathe in that half split. We're finding that stretch from the back of your heel all the way to the sitting bone. Then curling your chin toward your body. Breathing for a moment. Then we're gonna inhale, glide forward. Left knee is over the heel. Then lift that right thigh. And then turn, left hand on the outer left thigh. Turn your torso to the left. Optionally, you could slide that left hand around and swipe it around toward that right hip. And then you're able to drag that left shoulder blade down away from the ear, looking to the left or toward the ceiling. We're going to engage the right gluteal. One more inhale in that twist, really nourishing for the spine and the digestion. And then exhale, release both palms on the ground, lift your hips, step to plank. Find your strong plank. Squeeze your elbows in, press the ground away, lower all the way down onto your belly, chaturanga. Take your feet flat. It's a little cobra back bend or upward facing dog. On the inhale, exhale, roll over the toes. Let's meet in a downward dog. And shake your head no. Let the stress of your day melt off your back. When you exhale, your belly hollows back toward the spine. Now stretch your right heel high into three-legged dog. You can hinge the knee just slightly and open and stack that right hip. Let's inhale there. And then exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot through right between the hands. Right knee is over the heel. And then walk your hands onto your right thigh. So we're going to come up into a high lunge. The left knee can be a little soft. The hips are square. The belly is toned. Then reach your arms straight up. So you have nice strong legs. Left inner thigh lifting right up into the body. Gaze can be neutral. Or a little more challenge would be to look up between your thumbs. That might make you wobble a little bit. That's okay. One more inhale. When you exhale, press the palms away and then release your left knee down. Hands frame that front foot. Bring your nose towards your right knee. Exhale out. Then slide that right leg back. Big toes touch, child's pose. Now find a full exhale. You can even let an exhale out your mouth. It's very calming on the nerves. Then look between your thumbs. Press through the tops of the feet on your inhale, wave forward. And it's a modified plank. We're going to exhale all the way down, coming onto the belly. Now root through the hips, lift your feet. Spread your toes. And then just pedal your toes a few times like your feet have flippers. You can imagine that your feet have long flippers on them, like you're swimming. And we'll do 5, 4, 3, hover your hands, 2, 1. Release palms down, tuck your toes. Press your way back to downward dog, however you get there. And we're gonna do the other side. Swing that left heel high, open and stack your left hip. Look under your left underarm. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. A little trick for you. Tented fingers gives you a little more space to step that left foot forward. And then you can make your way up. Either hands are coming to the left thigh. Or as you feel stable, swing your arms right up into high lunge. Tailbone drops. The base of the skull lifts up. You may gaze up. Inhale. Exhale, palms down, right knee down, and then left knee drops, left nose drops toward left knee. And we exhale out there. And then we send that left leg back, big toes touch, child's pose. Now stand up on your knees. Let's reach back behind and interlace your fingers. Traction your knuckles down, lift your chest. Find the lift through the side ribs. Breathing there. It's a variation of camel pose. Let's inhale. Then when you exhale, we're going to cross the ankles back behind and then sit and then extend the legs out. And then let's do a little mobility challenge. So we're going to bring the heels in, cross your ankles, roll over the knees, right back up, interlace the fingers, traction the knuckles down, lift your heart. So we're going to move through that a couple times. We're going to inhale in that back bend, and then exhale, hands on hips, sit behind the heels, and slide the legs out. You can fold forward a little bit. Then knees in, cross your opposite ankle. We're going to roll over the knees, back to camel, interlace the awkward finger on top. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, cross the opposite ankle, sit behind the heels, knees in, extend out. Let's reach for the toes. And then hands to hips, cross the ankle, roll over the knees, interlace the fingers. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, sit back, knees in, and extend out, reach for your toes. You want to do it one more time. We're going to bring the heels in, hands to hips, roll over the knees, reach back behind. Inhale, interlace the knuckles, traction them down, lift your heart. And then sit behind the heels, knees in, extend out, reach for your toes. And now let's fold. Paschimottanasana. If you're unable to grab your feet, you can grab your ankles or your shins. And take a few breaths there. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Exhale, move into the fold a little more. You don't have to overdo. Be where you're at. Tune into your breath. Now drop your tail, let's sit on up. We're going to open the knees, bring the soles of feet together into your bound angle position, and then interlace your hands in front of your toes. Lift up through your heart. Look up on the inhale. Exhale, fold. You might hear that thumping overhead. That's the kiddos running around. So take this moment in your bound angle position to let the knees fall away and bring your chin toward your chest. And then we'll drop the tail. Let's come on up. We're going to slide the heels out. We're going to inch forward and let's make our way down onto the back. So we're going to come down onto the back. Yeah. So a great way to calm yourself in any situation is to take a moment to pause and connect to your breath. So let's go ahead and come down on the back and we'll do that meditation on the back. So I'm going to adjust my mat so it's not a weird angle, but we're going to come down on the back. And just laying on the back, honestly, laying on the back on the floor is an instant way to calm your nervous system. And let's add this inversion where we lift the heels toward the ceiling. So you find that little inversion called waterfall pose. And you look up at your feet. And then you can take some circles with your toes. And you breathe, and you allow the weight of your legs to melt down right into your belly. And let's rest the hands on the ribs. Rest your hands right on your rib cages. And let your feet relax. Let your shoulders relax. Let the thigh bones melt right down into the hips. Good. And you can hang out there. It's a nice inversion to calm the nervous system. Paying attention to the rising and falling of the breath. And slowly bend the knees and take the feet onto your mat. And we'll take the feet mat width distance apart and we're going to let the knees knock in to touch. And then take a cactus arm. So take a cactus arm, palms facing up, nice broad open collarbones, and let your head roll from side to side. Let stress and tension unwind from your shoulders, from your neck, all the way down the spine into the tailbone. And we'll bring the nose back into alignment with the navel and drape your arms down, palms facing up. And we'll take a few moments to have this final meditation in constructive rest pose and allow the lower back to be really broad. And let all the tension go from your face, your forehead, your eyebrows, your jaw. Imagine a lot of light and space flowing through your joints. And begin to windshield wiper your knees side to side. Windshield wiper massage out your lower back, your hips. You can pause anywhere that feels good to pause there. And then go ahead and hug your knees in and give yourself a hug. And let's invite compassion for exactly where you're at today, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll to either side and slowly press on up. So here we are, coming back up to an upright seat. Bring your hands to heart center and thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. And I want to thank you for joining me. And I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Thanks for being here live. And also if you're watching this later on, I really appreciate it. Please do like, share, subscribe to my channel. And I like to post 3 times a week usually. I post on Tuesdays, I post on Fridays my short practice videos, and then I do at least one live class during the week. So, yes, I also live on my mat. Good. Next time I'll do pigeon pose. I do have several practice videos that feature pigeon pose, so you can check those out. Yep, I see Josh is asking for a pigeon pose. I definitely have several pigeon pose videos, but I'll do one next time I do a live. I try to do a live usually on Wednesday. Okay, everybody. I hope you guys have a great night. See you soon. Bye-bye.